All right, so what is b times b?
B.
B squared. So again, we said if you have a square, it's that parentheses times itself. So it's going to be b squared. And then what's negative 15 times negative 15? What's a negative times a negative?
Positive.
It's a positive, so I'm going to put it way back here, and it's 225. Somebody said it. 225. And then we just have to do, if you're doing this method, you have to do the inside and the outside. And it should be the same number, and you double it. Negative 15 times b is negative 15, and another negative 15 times b. What's negative 15b and another negative 15b? Negative 30b. Again, we said, like, if you're just viewing this, because I started the tape late, again, this you could choose the mental way, or you can still do it the box way. Now, here's where it gets a little bit harder. So you have to decide if you want to use the box method or mental. So again, I would first make sure that I unstack it, because there's two of those. And if you're doing it mentally, you need to be really good at what you're doing. Hold on a second. No, we don't have time to play. And today's the day I'm probably going to move you if I see anything again. All right, so here we go. 4z times 4z is what?
8z.
Nope. 16z what? Squared. So again, it's getting a little harder, so you might want to think about switching to the box. So 16z squared, and then I do my last. 3 times 3 is 9, and I put it last. And so now here's where you have to be careful. The middle is the inside and the outside. And because the parentheses are exactly the same, these two numbers will be exactly the same. 3 times 4z is 12z, and you have another 12z. So 12z and 12z is, what's 12z and 12z? 24z. And everything is positive. Okay. Then let's go back to, let me, okay, oh yeah, these are good. We're not going to do a lot of these, but we'll do some of these. So these I'm going to leave for you to do. They're not that difficult. Again, you could totally ignore everything I did here and switch to the box. But I would unstack it first and then do it. But now you've got a special kind, and we're not going to do all of these because they're awful, is now you have one where they're not the same. So you've got E minus 14 and E plus 14. Girls, I need you to focus. I'm going to set it up as the box so you can see what happens when you've got this special case. So I'm going to go ahead and do this number 26. And I'm going to go E minus 14 and E plus 14. So what's E times E?
E squared.
It's E squared. Then what's negative 14 times E?
Negative 14E.
Negative 14E. And then down here, you've got E times 14, which is 14E. And then you've got negative times positive, which is a negative. And I think 14 times 14 is 196, but I can't remember. That's 16, that's going to be 5, and that's 14. It is 196. So it's negative 196. Now, I know that this is coming out as E squared. Who knows what happens right here? They cancel. And this is the special thing that happens when you have the exact same number, but you have one as a minus and one as a plus. That center will always cancel out. And so it's going to be E squared minus 196. That's it. So if you see that special case, you just have to do the outside, the first, and the last, because the inside and the outside will cancel out. So this one is e squared minus 196. So if you look at this next one, who has an idea what that final answer is? Sir, sit up.
Oh, my bad.
Don't be bad. Thank you. Who has an idea? Again, because it's the exact same number, is something is going to cancel out.
Okay.
No. Who thinks, before I say anything else, who thinks they know what the final answer is?
K plus. Okay, mine.
Armando, do you have an idea? I'll set it up as the boxes so you can see. So it's going to be K, is that a, yeah. One is a positive 0.6 and K negative 0.6. So this, and sir, go ahead and write it down. And, right, so K times K is what? K squared. This times this is 0.6K. Then you've got here a negative 0.6 times K. And then you've got, what is, I've got a 0.6 times a 0.6. What's 6 times 6? That's 36. And I've got to go over, guess how many places altogether? 2. 1, 2. So this is it's a negative times a positive. So it's going to be a negative 0.36. So who knows what cancels out on this box? The K's. So negative 6 of them plus 6 of them, they wipe out. So here is your final answer. So it's going to be K squared.
I really said K.
Did you say that? I think you did. Okay. All right. So, and that is your answer. We're going to do a few more of these, and then I'm going to give you a super duper easy assignment to do. Yes, we're going to do the fraction one right now. Oh, and that's, have we done adding and subtracting of fractions in here? Did you do it in Mr. Ty's class? You did do adding and subtracting fractions?
Oh, we did that last year.
I don't think so. I think we have to do some fractions. All right, so here we go. So for anything weird, I'm going to stick with doing the box. So it's going to be, I know the center is going to drop out, but it's okay, I'm going to write it. So 1/3 C plus 4. Again, get this down. Sir, get this down. 1/3 C minus 4. Okay. All right. So when you're multiplying a fraction, it's 1/3 times 1/3. Nothing can be reduced, so you go straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 3 is 9. So that is going to be a 1/9 C to the what? C squared. And then I'm going to skip down to this last box right here. Negative 4 times positive 4 is a what? Is a negative 16. And actually, that's my answer. These two are going to cancel out. However, we're going to do it because it's been a while since you've had your fractions. So 1/3 times 4 over 1. 1 times 4 is 4. It's 4 over 3. So it's going to be 4 over 3C. And over here, it's going to be a negative 4 over 3C. Oops, my negative. And then what happens with these girls? What happens with these two? They cancel. So your final is going to be 1/9 C squared minus 16. Again, who knows now, because on this one, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same, but one's a plus, one's a minus. Who knows the only thing that we need to multiply? Does anybody know the only thing we need to multiply? Just 1/7? Yeah, we need to multiply the first and the last, because we know that after several times, that middle, if you have a minus and a plus, if you have a minus and a plus, the middle is canceling out. If you have a plus and a minus, that middle is canceling out. So we just need to do the first and the last. So this one is going to be, what's 1/2 times 1/2? Just 4, or is it going to be 1/4? It's going to be 1/4, and k times k is what? Is k squared. Okay, so k squared. Then, again, the middle is going to drop out, so I don't have to do an inside and an outside. And then I have to do the last. 1/7 times 1/7. Okay, I need your eyes to be up here, and I need you to get focused.
Okay.
All right, so tell me what this is going to be. Say it again. 1/49. So, and is it going to be a positive or a negative? Because it's a positive times a negative, so it's going to be a negative 1/49. And we'll go ahead and do this one. It's probably the last one we're going to do. All right, so this one. It's exactly the same. If it's exactly the same, but one's a positive, one's a negative, what's going to happen with this inside and outside? Does anybody know?
Well, it could be negative.
They're not going to both be negatives.
Action.
Matthew, what do you think happens? Let's suppose this was 132. This is a positive 132. This is a negative 132. What's going to happen with these two numbers? They're going to cancel out. So I don't need to do the inside and the outside when one's a plus and one's a minus. But I do need to do the first and the what?
Last.
The first and the last. So the first times the first is 11 times 11 is 121 y squared. But the decimal is going to go, who knows where?
2 times.
Is it just 2 times? If I've got,
Or 4 times.
it's going to go 4. Very good. 2 places and 2 more. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on this one, then I do the last. 12 times 12 is, and it's going to be a positive times a negative, so it's going to be negative 144 z squared. How many places over is that decimal going to go? If I've got 0.12 times 0.12, it's going to go over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, I don't want to do those. All right. Okay. Then let me flip it over. You're only going to have to do a few. We're going to call it a day. So let me flip it over here. I'm going to do maybe one of these, and I'm done. Okay, one. You will have time to get this finished and complete before our time is up. So I'm going to help you with the number, let me see, the number 15. It's the same thing. 15, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, 15 is a good one. All right. Now I'm doing a binomial times a trinomial. So I'm doing a binomial times a trinomial. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a little longer box. And I'm going to put my, let me see, put this here. I'm going to put my binomial to the side, which is 2n plus 3, 2n and 3. Sir, put the paper down. Okay. But you don't have it in your face, so you can't see anything. All right, so on this one, then I'm going to put the trinomial on the top. So again, I'm doing one problem with you, one. So you need to make sure that you focus and listen. And then I'm going to put the trinomial on the top. 6n squared minus 2n plus 1. And then you do it just like we did the binomial times the binomial. So let's do our first box. What is this going to be? 12n to the third. Joelle, get this down, please.
I have it down.
Okay. You have the box written?
Yes.
Okay, start multiplying it then. Then this one's going to be negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 2 is 4n what? Squared. And then this is just 1 times 2n, which is 2n. And then we go to the bottom row, which is 3 times 6n squared. Who knows what that's going to be? 18. Very good. 18n squared. The next one, negative 2n times 3 is what? Negative, very good, negative 6n. And then the last one, 3 times 1 is 3. And then you start again pulling them out and combining like terms, starting from the highest exponent. So it is going to be n, 12n to the third, and I should have set this over to the side, but it's okay. So I've done that one. And then I'm going to look diagonally. Usually diagonally, you'll see like terms. So I've got 18n squares minus 4 of them. What is that going to be? 14n squared, and there's more positives. And then here I've got n's diagonally. I've got negative 6, positive 2. Who knows? Minus 4n. Plus the 3. Okay. And then let's go ahead and find our answer. I'm not going to ask that you rewrite it all. You may leave your answer here, but let's see how we could do this. So all the answers for here are in this section. All the answers for these are in this section. So I'm going to have to turn it this way so I can see if I can find that. So it's got a 12 on it. Oh, here's a 12, 12, 12. It is the last one. So you're going to cross it out and just tell me, just so I know what it goes to. Please put that this was the number 15. So I'm not asking that you rewrite the answer. Just put that went with 15, because you can't just cross them out and then I don't know what goes with what. So we're done with that one. And that is it. And how do you do this? It says, find your answer in the set under the exercise. Cross out the letter above your answer. When you finish, the answer to the title question will remain. All right, so, this probably has something to do with that. I've never done this one before. Why is a stick of gum like a sneeze? We'll find out. All right. All right, so, yeah, you have to make sure that you cross out 18, and whatever is left is going to be the answer to this. So here is your job. Your job is to, it's not going to be a lot. Okay, hold on a second. You are going to do, you're going to do these 3. There's 3 of those, of these special types. And then I'm going to say, which ones? 1, 2, 3.
27 and 29.
That's what I'm thinking.
But just 27.
Just 27 and 29. Because I want you to have exposure to this type where you unstack it twice, and this type where the middle drops out. So 5 problems here and all of this. Okay, people? You can do it. I bet you'll get done before the end of the period with time to spare. I will look. Let me go ahead and stop this.